Okay, it says a poster is 25 centimeters taller than it is wide. It is mounted on a piece of cardboard, so there is a 5-centimeter border on all sides. If the area of the border alone is 1,350, what are the dimensions of the poster? Okay, so let's draw a picture. That's really important in this question. A poster is 25 centimeters taller. That's not 25 times, that's plus 25. Then it is wide. So once again, nothing about the width of this. That's my X. You know what, I'm going to write that on the inside. You'll see why in a second. And then my poster is 25 taller. So the length, if you want to call it that, the height, X plus 25. Okay? So there's my poster. Now I'm going to take that and I'm going to mount it on a piece of cardboard. Kind of like, it looks kind of like that picture over there of my former CLC group. Okay, where we have a picture and there's a frame around it. Okay? So I'm mounting it on a piece of cardboard so that there's a border on all sides. The border, as the question says, is a 5-centimeter border. It doesn't mean that this is 5 centimeters or this is 5 centimeters. It means this right here. This border all around is 5 centimeters. So that's 5, that's 5, that's 5, and this is 5, all the way around. And we're going to do this question just like we did the last question. We're going to take our larger rectangle, we're going to subtract the difference, and we're going to get the smaller rectangle. They're telling you that this area is 1350. That shaded part, that border, that frame, whatever you want to call it, is 1350, 1,350 square centimeters. So if I took the area of the entire thing, poster and frame included, subtract off the border, which is how much bigger it is, 1350, I would get the area of the poster. So very similar to our last question. Take the area of the whole picture, cut off the border, and that equals the area of the inside rectangle. Okay? That makes sense. The problem is we don't have dimensions on the outside, which we need then, if we're going to do the area of the whole thing. Okay? So, pay close attention. This is where you got to get this part. If this is X, from here to here, where my fingers are, and this is 5, and this is 5, what is this dimension? Heavy. X plus 10. Very good. That's what we're looking for. So again, I'm going to say it again so you see it. We have this X there. Oh, not a good color. Let's do pink. And that's 5. And that's 5. So if I take my X and 5 and 5, I get X plus 10. So I have to make sure I get that 5 on each side of that. And then using that same concept, that's 5, that's 5. If this is X plus 25, plus 5, then this outside height of the poster with the frame is X plus 35. Now, I will tell you that in your homework, because I'm not going to do one like this, there's a similar one, there's one I think just like it, but there's one similar to it that you're starting with outside dimensions and going in, which means you're going to have to do what with that dimension of the frame? Subtract it. Okay, so it's similar but not exactly alike. Okay, so let's use the concept we just used on the last question. Take our area of the big rectangle, the outside dimensions. So X plus 35 times X plus 10. subtract off the 1350, the border, how much bigger it is, and that gives me the area of the poster alone. Okay, so again, you should hopefully be seeing FOIL, binomial, binomial. So x squared plus 10x plus 35x plus 350 minus 1350 equals x squared plus 25x. Hopefully the solving part's not an issue. Go through that a little more quickly. So my x squareds cancel each other out. Put my x's together. 45x minus 1,000 equals 25x. Subtract your 45x. So negative 1,000 is negative 20x. And divide by 20, negative 20, and x is 50, if I did my math right. And then the question asks, what are the dimensions of the poster? So that's the inside piece. X represents, yes, sir?
On the first part of the FOIL there, x times x, is that 2x or
X squared.
x squared?
Right. X plus x is my 2x. X times x is x squared. Okay? If you get a question and you still have x squareds in your question left that don't cancel, definitely something's wrong. So it should always cancel out for us. Okay? Okay, so looking at our picture, x represents the width of the poster, if you want to call it that. So my width is 50, what are we looking at? Centimeters, it looks like. And my length is 50 plus 25, or 75 centimeters. Okay, so there's another type of area question where you're working with something that has a border on it. And we can do that two different ways. Okay? Okay, my last example. A house has 2 rooms of equal area. Equal area. Right there, that tells you you're going to set the areas equal to each other. One room is square, and the other is a rectangle. That is 4 feet narrower and 5 feet longer than the square. So I start with the square. They give me absolutely no information about this square. So that's where I begin with my x. They give me no information about my square, so that's where I start with my x. And we know that a square is equal on all sides, so it's x on all around. And then we have a rectangle, and the rectangle is 4 feet narrower, so that's a minus 4 on the width, x minus 4, but it's 5 feet longer, which is a plus 5, so my length is going to be x plus 5, than the square. So we're comparing our rectangle room to the square room. It's longer but narrower. But back to the beginning, equal area. So the area of the square room equals the area of the rectangle room. Area is length times width. So x times x equals x plus 5 times x minus 4. And here would be, and Zach, I'm not picking on you, but this would be a place where you might make the mistake of doing x times x is 2x, and then your x squareds won't cancel. Because I've seen people on the left side do it 2x, but when they FOIL, they still get x squared, and then it doesn't work because they don't cancel. Okay? So x times x is x to the second power. FOIL on the right, first times first, outer times outer, inner times inner, last times last. My x squareds cancel each other out, as they should, so I have 0. It's okay to have a 0 on a side of an equal sign. Equals positive x minus 20, 1x. Bring my 20 over, and x is 20. But what does it want? It wants the area of each room. Area means length times width. They're equal to each other, so it doesn't matter where you take the x and plug it. It's certainly easier to go to your square. 20 times 20 equals 400 square feet. Oops, why did I write that like that? It's not what I meant to do. So 400 square feet.